do I do this to myself? I just now discovered probably the most amazing thing I've discovered in a fucking while, aside from my turtle, because I discovered that there's such a thing as YouTube channels that review books. Don't ask me how I didn't know that was a thing. I knew that reviewing anime and movies was a thing. I didn't know that books was a thing, which I don't know why I didn't think that, because hello, they're a form of entertainment too. And why does it look like I'm crying? The fuck is this? Like, my eyes look wet. Like, I don't know why. It looks like I'm fucking crying. That's so weird. Okay. It's for the views. Fucking kidding, but like still. Goddamn, why does it look like I'm crying? That's fucking weird. Okay. We're gonna ignore my weird ass eyes right now. I love how I did that and my eyes are all like white and creepy as fuck looking. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh god. Oh fuck, my arm hurts. Damn it. Okay. Am I doing this properly? No. Just, I'm not even gonna comment. It's not worth it. It's not worth it, Angela. Like, you're fine. But, oh my god. And I just discovered it, and I'm like, I was so excited. And then, now I'm in the mood to read a book. Like, I really need to read a book. And I have so many books. I do. I have so many books, and I love all of them. But I've read them all before. And, like, I want to read a new book. I want to go to a giant library and, like, hoard all the books, because I'm such a book nerd. I miss my books. Like, just fucking, I live in this tiny little ass town that has a stupid ass library that has barely any books, first of all. Second of all, their kiddie area is so, like, mesmerizing, and you just want to go over there, but then you know you'll be judged, so you have to avoid the kiddie area. But it's right next to the books that you like, because it's right next to the teen romance and the teen other fantasy novels, and you're just like, why do I have to watch kids have fun while I'm stuck here watching, like, looking at their lame ass proportions? Because they literally have not even a full shelf of teen romance novels. They don't even have a full shelf of it. They have half a shelf. And then on the other side, there's like a bunch of stupid ass, like, historical adult books, which I'm fine with historical books. Like, I love historical books, but like, they're the boring kinds. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want. They're just their selection is completely lame and tiny and, like, ridiculous, and I hate that library because it just frustrates me every time because they never have good books. And then when you ask for, like, the books you want, or you like whatever, they say that, like, oh, we don't have any books, we'll have to get it from a branching library off in the same district or whatever, and it'll take, like, a couple weeks or so for you to get the book. And I'm just like, well, then it's not worth it. Like, fuck that. Like, I want my book now, please. Like, ugh, like, it's, bitch. And then, like, freaking hate that library. And then I just want to read a book, but they don't have any good books. And then all the books I've read already, and I've read them multiple times, even though they're amazing. I want something new. And, like, and I'm frustrated because, like, I have money, but I'm, like, gonna use it to buy my turtle tank and shit, and just, like, I'm happy for my turtle because, like, I'm helping my turtle, but I wish I had money to spend on books because they're just so good. And I need books. I'm just like, I want to go to the bookstore, but the bookstore is, like, fucking, like, so addicting. It's so addicting. It's like, the minute you step in the bookstore and you're just like, oh my god, I'm in heaven. And then, like, every single book you see, you're just like, I want it. But they're so expensive. They're like 30 bucks a book. 30, like, dollars a book. And you're just like, are you kidding me right now? Like, do you think I have that kind of money? Does it look like I have that kind of money? No. Like, if you want business, you should lower your prices just a tad. Like, please. And then I love used bookstores, but, like, it's so fucking hard to find them. And you're just like, what the hell? And then just, like, just the world of a book lover is so fucked up. And then, like, the books that I can afford are on the stupid Wattpad app, which I've stopped reading because I'm just getting so frustrated because they're all repetitive. They all have, the majority of them have bad grammar, which I can excuse after a little while, but then, like, sometimes you just miss not having to force yourself to get into a book and paraphrase it in your brain so that it makes more sense and you can get into it that way. And I wish so hard I could edit their books for them because they just need help. Like, they need help so much. And then, but then, like, people get so offended when you say you need to correct them. And I'm just like, okay, no one is perfect or right every fucking time, okay? Your book is good. It just needs a little fixing, which I would love to be your fixer-upper. Like, ugh. Anyways, besides the point. But, like, I just hate Wattpad because, like, it's just gotten so repetitive and it's so hard to find an actual fucking good book. And then when you do find that book, it ends too soon and you're just like, fuck me. And then, or it's not finished and you have to wait for the fucking updates and you're just like, bitch, like, what the fuck? Or it's a good book, but it's only because it's, like, very, like, high-key sexual and, like, there's not much, like, plot. And so it's good in, like, the steamy sexual way, but, like, it's not good in the plot, and you're not actually immersed. You're not learning anything. You're just satisfying your, like, little hormonal teenager urges and, hormonal teenage stuff, and, like, also, like, the need to read well-written stories, which some of them are really well-written. They just don't have any plot, and I'm just like, you're wasting your potential. Like, why? Why? I just want to strangle some people because they have so much potential, but they don't want to edit and they don't want to do anything. And you're just like, what's the point of putting out such a okay story when it could be great? It's just you don't put the fucking effort. And, like, it just frustrates me because there are so many people, like, they just put in a little bit more effort. It would fucking turn a milestone. Like, fuck me. Like, really? Like, you're wasting so much potential. Just, like, I hate it so much. And then, like, the actual good books are so expensive. Except for if you go to, like, a used bookstore. But those are so fucking hard to find. Like, they're fucking, like, a needle in a haystack. Like, fuck me. It's like, I fucking hate it so much. I just want to read. It's not so hard to ask. In some ways, I miss living in, Ripon, which was my old town with, like, fucking nothing, but they had a huge fucking library, and that library had so many books, and that was, like, my ultimate favorite place, my safe haven, almost. Like, my house was fucked up, so I hated my house. My school, I had to deal with, like, people always judging me because of how I dressed, how I smelled, blah, 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 living at home with my mom, ignoring me or yelling at me, and living in such a trashy house, nothing really was, like, happy for me aside from that library. And that library was huge, and they always had new books, or they always had, like, more books. And every time I went there, I always, like, got, like, fucking... I literally got the books, and they were, like, literally this high, and I was just walking around like this blind. Like, I remember a couple times I almost slammed into a bookshelf and, like, dropped my books and, like, tipped over the bookshelf a couple times, because, like, that's just how tall they were. And I always, like, got, like, 5 to 6 books every time I went to the library, because my mom didn't always have gas money to take me to the library, so, like, yeah. So, but... that was one of my favorite things to do. Going to that library. It was really fun. I liked it. No judgment. Just reading. It was really fun. I love reading. And I missed that library. It was like my second home. And now we just have this shitty, pathetic library here. And, like, no books for me to read. My nerd is dying inside. Fucking hate it. I think I might just, like, reread another book. But, like, I'm tired of rereading books because I've reread them so many times. I've reread them so many times. Oh. That doesn't make them any less good. Just that it's kind of repetitive and, like, you don't want to get tired of the book, but, like... Wait. God damn it, my past self was an idiot. Because I just remembered that, like, a couple books that I used to have, now I don't have. Which was number 4, which is a pretty good sci-fi book. They made a movie adaptation The movie adaptation is kind of pathetic comparison, which is how a lot of YA novel movie adaptations are. Like, I'm just saying, they're kind of sad. And then there's this other one, Striking, which is basically about this girl who, she has these, like, lightning powers, and she has, like, these lightning scars all over her body, and, she lives in, like, a apocalyptic world, or post-apocalyptic world, and, she uses her smarts to, like, go around because, like, people like her are, like, either unknown or, like, there's, like, a secret organization who, like, persecutes people like her. And so she tries to keep it a secret, but then, like, it ends up coming out, and then she meets someone who's like her, kind of, because he can read feelings and minds, with just a touch. And, like, they kind of fall in love, and then, like, it's really hard to explain, but it's a really good book, and my stupid past self, when I got rid of everything old in my room, because I was just feeling like I needed to get rid of everything, I got rid of that book. Why am I an idiot? I'm an idiot. I'm beyond idiotic. But then, there's this other book that I have that is good, but it's very emotional, and it's not the same when you read it, like, multiple times in a row. Because it's called Symptoms of Being Human, and it's an LGBTQ book. LGBTQ plus, whatever. And it's about this girl who's gender fluid, and her dad's, like, a politician. I can't remember if he's, like, a senator or a mayor or something like that. Maybe he's the governor or something, too. So, his dad's, like, a politician, and her mom's, like, very, like, typical housewife, politician-esque, or wealthy businessman wife material, who's just like, everything needs to be beautiful. I'm so, like, I need everything. It's all about appearances, blah, 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 blah. So, like, and then she has, like, a little brother who's, like, a piece of shit, and bullies her, and, like, just a fucking asshole. And so, she's gender fluid, and she just recently, like, is discovering she's gender fluid in, like, the first couple chapters, and then she ends up, like, trying to explain it to, her family, and they're just, like, as you can expect, not exactly welcoming, and, they think she's, like, gay, and she's just like, no, I'm not fucking gay, I'm gender fluid, which is basically transitioning between male and female, and they were like, oh, wait, no, then you're bisexual, blah, blah, and then, like, it was just fucked up, because, like, in the beginning, they were, like, ashamed, and they were, like, trying to hide it, and then, once they accepted it, they were gonna try and use it as, like, a publicity stunt, like, their daughter is, like, they're gonna use her as, like, a way to, like, get involved and have, like, LGBTQ plus, like, voters or whatever. And, like, and then finally towards the end, they finally do accept her, and, like, it's a happy ending, but, like, she goes through some fucked up shit with her family throughout the whole thing. And then, like, I'm totally spoiling this entire book, but it's really good. Happy ending, good storyline. It's very deep. Also, there may or may not be a slight gay relationship with the main character and another girl. So yeah, it's cute. Yeah. I don't know, it's just a really good book. I love it. But I've read it like 3 times already, and I want to read it again. Fuck! I just dropped the book. This book was like $20. And it was from, yeah, it was like $20. And it was like from, what's that bookstore called? It's like one of the few bookstores that's out there. And so they can pretty much, like, have the prices as high as they want because they're a fucking monopoly. Unless you want to, like, do Amazon, which I don't know. Amazon is kind of expensive too, especially for virtual books. And just, like, I don't know. Bookkeeping is so expensive now. Like, fuck you. Like, And personally, I don't like virtual books. Like, you don't get the feeling of, like, holding a real book. Like, you don't get, like, it's just special when you have a real book. And plus, I love the smell of new books. And old books, too, actually. Like, I don't know what it is. I just love the smell of books. And, like, I feel like if I could afford it, I would have, like, an entire library full of books. But I can't afford it because I have no money. And I have a bad habit of, well, I mean, I guess it's not that bad of a habit, but I always feel like a nuisance and, like, whatever. So, like, for, like, gifts and stuff, or, like, if I want something, I, like, don't ask for it. I guess this is a good thing, but it's, like, it's weird because a lot of kids around my age, I know, like, they're always asking their parents for shit and, like, stuff, especially the teenage girls ones, or wanting to go shopping all the time, and I'm just kind of like, I'm not like that. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I grew up with my mom, and we were, like, really poor, so I always felt guilty whenever I asked for anything, and I guess that contributed to now. So I don't really feel like asking for anything either. And, like, if I want something, I'm always just like, it's not that important. You don't need it. And then, like, or if it's something that I really, 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 really want, like my turtle, I don't ask for stuff. I, like, try and pay for it myself, even though I have no job. So, yeah, this is fun. I don't know if it's, like, a show of maturity or just stupidity, because a lot of people, like, take advantage of their parents because they're living with them, but I don't, because I don't know. A lot of the stuff that I get, that's, like, trinkets and stuff, I don't ask for. They're just kind of, like, or, like, souvenirs that he picks up and stuff, which I really love. But I don't really ask for much. Like, it's just kind of, like, was given to me. Yeah, so... does that mean I'm spoiled? I don't fucking know. Confusing! Okay. But today I'm gonna go shopping for my turtle's tank and a new heat bulb because my heat bulb broke. Like, it literally broke. It burst. Like, it... I don't understand. I was lucky, though, because, like, nothing broke into the tank. So, like, my turtle didn't get hurt. But, like... it all broke on the edge of the tank, and then there was also, like, it was, like, inside the bulb, too. So I was like, like, what? But, yeah. I'm gonna clean my tank in a little bit, and then, okay, and then I'm gonna clean my tank, because I still haven't done that, because yesterday... I don't fucking know what happened yesterday. I was just tired. I didn't really do much. Took a shower yesterday, though. Points for that. Anyways, so I'm gonna clean my tank, and then when I get here, we're gonna go in the tank, and then I think I'm gonna change that tank into, like, his feeding tank, and, like, maybe put feeder fish in there, or and snails, or I'm just gonna make it, like, a separate tank for I can, like, put him in there for, like, him to, like, eat in, because, like, when he eats, he's, like, messy, and, like, he doesn't eat all his food, and a lot of it just, like, floats to the bottom and dissolves and, like, clouds up the water, like, fucking, like, instantaneously, and you're just like, fuck me. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna make it a separate feeding tank, because, like, I like seeing my turtle, and when it gets too cloudy to see your turtle because he's a fucking messy ass eater and poops like fucking prima donna, like, so yeah, I'm gonna clean his tank, and then when we get the bigger tank, I'm gonna make that tank his, like, little feeder tank. But yeah, okay. Yeah, that's it. This is kind of a mess, like all of my videos, because I have no thought process that's, like, continuously and straight. Um, yeah, okay. Oh, also, there's this manga that you should read. It's amazing. They made an anime adaptation of it too, but the anime is not as good, I don't think. Which this manga, whoa! Okay, you can see how much of a mess my room is. Awesome! Okay, anyway, so this manga is, it's called Wolf Children, Ame and Yuki. It's a really thick manga, but you have to think, it's manga, so it's basically a comic, so it's really a quick read. And it's basically about this college girl who's human, and then she falls in love with this boy, and he ends up being like a werewolf, kind of. And then they end up like having kids, and then spoiler alert, he dies. In his wolf form, he gets like run over by a truck or something, and then so the girl like moves away from the city because she can't afford to live in the city, and like lives in this like little country home with her 2 kids, Ame and Yuki. And she's like, the whole story is about how like the difficulty of like raising them as a widow, and like them discovering themselves as like both humans and werewolves. And like it's just a very heartwarming, cute story, and I really like it. So you should read it. Yeah. I might do book reviews too, because although a lot of the books I've read, I don't remember the names of, which I'm really frustrated about, because a lot of those books are really, really good. I just can't fucking remember the names of them. But I can remember the plot, but like, I can't even remember the characters. Like, I can't remember the characters' names or the title of the book, but I remember the plot. And so I'm just really frustrated, because some of those books have like really inspired me, because one of them was like, it's what inspired me to want to be a journalist. It is about like this girl who's like in the 1800s or early 1900s, and she's like expected to be this like perfect little lady, and like her family's always putting pressure on her to like dress up more and like be more proper, and like find a husband, blah blah blah. And her sisters have no problem, because she has like 3 other sisters, and they're like totally fine with it. Oh wait, no, she only has 2 other sisters, and they're twins. And I think she has like an older brother or something too. And then so she's just like the odd one out, the black sheep of the family, because she doesn't really like want to dress up. Like she's always like wearing like improper like dresses, and like they're very like casual, and like she's always like getting dirt on them, because she's always like outside running around in the city with all the like soot and everything. And she ends up like meeting this journalist who's like a male, and he's like pretty young, and he's like a new journalist, and she ends up like not liking him, but being inspired by him, and like so she's like really like she's like trying to follow him and like learn like how to be like a journalist or whatever, and he's just like getting annoyed with her, and then somehow like romance blossoms between them, and it's a really cute story, and I love it so much. And it's what inspired me to be a journalist, because she's just so hard-headed, and like she didn't know what she wanted to be. She just knew that she didn't want to like settle down. She didn't want to like be this stereotypical like woman of the household. She didn't want to even want kids. She was just like, she wanted to be independent, and like her family didn't understand that, and they were just like really confused, which I relate to that, because I'm like pretty sure I'm not gonna have kids, or if I do have kids, I'm gonna adopt kids. I'm like, I might end up with a woman, and I might end up with a male, and I probably will never marry. So like it's not very like in my family, it's not very like proper, because my grandma is just like, I tried explaining it to her one time, because she was like, you're gonna have twins, because apparently twins are like every other generation, and she had twins, but my dad and my mom didn't have twins. So I'm supposed to have the twins, and I'm just kind of like, I don't want kids though. And she was just like, what? And like she started getting irritated with me, and so I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna shut up now because she's gonna get mad at me. So I kind of related to that character on that. And then she also like just was like found something that she was really passionate about, because she was like talking about how like there are people who are like in danger and they needed help, and like the police are sometimes incompetent, especially back then, and they didn't really care. And so she thought like she could help them by telling their stories and stuff, and like also like the adventure and the thrill. And like I was just like, oh my god, yes. Like, and so like it inspired me to be like want to be a journalist. And I was just like, this author is me. I mean, this main character is me, like to the T. Like I've never related to a character more than I have her, like in all of the books I've read. And so yeah, I'm really frustrated because I can't remember the name of it, but it's such a good book. Yeah. Okay, it's been like 25 minutes. I think we're done ranting about books and whatnot. Yeah, I look so bulky in this sweater, which I love because it just looks ridiculous. I look like I don't remember the name of the tire company, but he's like a marshmallow looking man, and he's just kind of like, your tires or whatever. Your tires. Yeah, Angela, that makes sense. But and like it's a tire company, and he's like a big marshmallow like poofy guy, like from Big Hero 6 almost looks like. He's pretty funny. I look like that, but gray. And with a little tiny pit head. This is my dad's sweater, so I'm wearing it because it's comfortable, also warm, and also like I look funny, ridiculous in it, which I like because it's funny. Okay, hey, I'm done now. Sorry for making you watch this, if you even watch this, which you probably won't, because people don't care about me because I'm a insignificant little potato. Okay, bye.